Hello everyone and welcome to our GAinful series. Today we'll be covering the news from June 24th till June 30th. Let's get started. Maruti Suzuki has signed an MOU with which company to improve credit for its dealers and customers? Named the flagship scheme for the Government of India for a countrywide database of all driving license holders. The Government of India, the Government of Jharkhand, and which other organizations signed a 147 million loan agreement to provide basic urban services to the people of Jharkhand and help improve the management capacity of the urban local bodies in the state. Which country has launched the new anti-money laundering platform GAInful? The recent report submitted in the parliament on black money stashed away by Indian was in the range of 216.48 billion to how many billion between 1980 and 2010. Maruti Suzuki, the country's largest passenger vehicle manufacturer, announced the signing of a memorandum of understanding with Bank of Baroda to improve credit for its dealers and customers. Ministry of Road Transport and Highway, through its flagship application called Sarathi, developed by NIC, has a common countrywide database for all driving license holders. The Government of India, the Government of Jharkhand, and World Bank has signed one for 47 million loan agreement to provide the basic urban services to the people of Jharkhand and help improve the management capacity of the urban local bodies in the state. The UAE has become the first country in the Gulf to launch a new reporting platform developed by United Nations Office on Drug and Crime to curb organized crimes. That's name is GAInful. Now, various studies and estimates have been done. The report submitted to Parliament quoted these studies estimating that the black money stashed away by the Indian was in range of 16.48 to 490 billions. And there have been like wide estimates, like 7% to 120% of the country's GDP is pegged as the black money circulation in India. So basically, nobody has any clue about how much black money is there in our economy. Which country will host 2026 Winter Olympics? Which shrine will get its own dedicated in-house disaster response force by September next year? Dash gifted Manipur a museum of peace built on the memories of one of the fiercest battles of the Second World War. Union Minister for Information and Broadcasting Prakash Javadekar has launched a program for the distribution of 30,000 DD fresh dish set-top box for border areas in which state? Recently, which state has come out with a unique flood hazard atlas on the basis of historic flood inundation captured through satellite imagery over the period 2001 to 2018? The 2026 Winter Olympic will be staged in Italian venue of Milan and Cortina d'Ampezzo after beating off a bid from Stockholm in Sweden. Mata Vaishno Devi Shrine in Jammu that attracts lakhs of devotees from across the world every year will get a dedicated in-house disaster response force by September next year. Japan gifted Manipur a museum built of peace built on the memories of one of the fiercest battles of the Second World War. The distribution of the free set-top box was done in the border area of J&K. Odisha has come out with a unique flood hazard atlas on the basis of historic flood inundation captured through satellite imagery over the period 2001 to 2018. The IAF has commemorated the 20 years of the Tiger Hill attack on Jammu Kashmir's Dras Kargil area of Kargil War, on which day India has scrapped a 500 million deal for the purchase of Spike anti-tank missile from which country? Named the first Chinese to be elected to head FAO. Mohammad Al Ghazouani became the president of which country? The Central Public Work Department has constituted a how many member core group to prepare a roadmap for implementation of 5-year vision document? The commemoration of the 20 years of Kargil War by IAF was done on June 24th, and that happened in Gwalior. India scrapped 500 million deal of purchase of Spike anti-tank missile from Israel's state-run Rafale advanced defense system after DRDO promised to deliver Indian-made alternative in 2 years. Hu Dongyu became the first Chinese national to be elected the head of United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, clinching the post in the first round of the voting. Former Defense Minister Mohamed Al Ghazouani was declared winner of Mauritania's presidential election. The Central Public Works Department has constituted a 7-member core group to prepare a roadmap for implementation of 5-year business document as directed by PM Narendra Modi. The number of willful defaulters in nationalized banks has increased by over how many percentage in 5 years to March 2019? Ambubachi Mela was celebrated where recently the female engagement team from India comprising nearly 20 women peacekeepers began its deployment with United Nations Organization's Stabilization Mission in which country? Which state ranked number 1 in Healthy States Progressive India of Niti Aayog in terms of overall health performance? Swami Satyamitranand Giri Maharaj was head of what? The number of willful defaulters in nationalized bank has increased to over 60% to 8,582 in the 5 years till March 2019. Ambubachi Mela is one of the biggest Hindu religious events held at Kamakhya temple situated atop Neelachal Hill in Guwahati. The female engagement team from India comprising 21 peacekeepers, they were stationed now in DR, Congo Democratic Republic of Congo. Niti Aayog released the second edition of Healthy States Progressive India. Kerala has emerged as the top ranking state in terms of overall health performance. Uttar Pradesh is the worst when it comes to overall health performance. Swami Satyamitranand Giri Maharaj, he was from Bharat Mat Janhit Trust. Russia has extended the ban on food import from EU until the end of which date? World number 1 women tennis player Ashley Barty belongs to which country? Dash film titled Veil Marangal that has won the award for Outstanding Artistic Achievement at the 22nd Shanghai International Film Festival. Which space agency has tested a device called Lunar Evacuation System Assembly? Which Mars rover has detected unusually high level of methane on the planet? President Vladimir Putin has signed a decree extending a Russian ban on the food import from European Union till the end of 2020. Australian tennis player Ashley Barty has claimed the top spot in world tennis ranking after beating Germany's Julia George 6-5, 6-3, 7-5 in final of Nature Valley Classic in Birmingham. Malayalam film Veil Marangal, Trees Under the Sun, directed by Biju Kumar Damodaran, won award for Outstanding Artistic Achievement at 22nd Shanghai International Film Festival. The European Space Agency recently tested a device which is designed to assist an astronaut rescue mission on the surface of the Moon. In a finding that has renewed talk about the possibility of life on Mars, NASA's Curiosity rover has detected unusually high level of methane on the red planet. Methane is odorless, colorless gas that are produced by simple geological process as well as by microbes and other living organisms. So methane spike does not definitely prove life exists or once existed on Mars. So both the possibilities are there. It could have, it could not have. Who has won the prestigious Red Ink Award for Journalist of the Year for her exposé during 2018? The Day of Seafarer is observed on which day every year? Under which scheme has the Department of School Education and Literacy, MHRD, introduced a self-defense training program for girls? In which cities, National Organ and Tissue Transplant Organization has set up its regional organ and tissue transplant organization? National Small Industries Corporation has signed an MOU with which organization for enhancing new offspring for the MSME sectors by synergizing each other's competence? We're talking about Rachna Khera of the Tribune, who has bagged the prestigious Red Ink Award for Journalist of the Year. The global shipping industry celebrates 25th of June as the Day of Seafarer. The government has introduced the self-defense training program for girls under Samagra Shiksha so as to make them strong. The government has put place the National Organ Transplant Program to promote deceased donor organ donation and to improve the access to the transplantation for the needy patient. Under the program, an apex level NOTTO has been set up in New Delhi, and 5 regional organ tissue transplant organizations have been established in Chandigarh, Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata, and Guwahati. Now, National Small Industries Corporation has signed an MOU with Common Service Center e-Governance Service India for enhancing new offering for the MSME sectors by synergizing each other's competence. The Government of India, the Government of Uttarakhand, and which other organization has signed a 31.58 million for the Uttarakhand Public Financial Management Strengthening Project. The Asia Pacific Group of the United Nations has unanimously endorsed India's candidature for a non-permanent seat of the United Nations Security Council for a 2-year term. In BIMSTEC Day was observed on which day, who is the new chief of RAW, which politician has been named among 100 most influential women driving the UK-India relationship forward. The Government of India, Government of Uttarakhand, and World Bank has signed the loan agreement of 31.58 million from Uttarakhand Public Financial Management Strengthening Project that will help improve the state's ability to manage its finances and better utilize the fund for development purposes. The Asia Pacific Group of the United Nations has unanimously endorsed India's candidature for non-permanent seat of UN Security Council for 2-year term 2021 to 2022. Members of all of the 7 countries of the regional grouping Bengal Initiative for Multi-Sectoral Technical and Economic Cooperation BIMSTEC celebrates the BIMSTEC Day on 25th June. It happened this year in Dhaka. The Appointment Committee of the Cabinet on June 26 approved the appointment of Arvind Kumar as the new head of IB and Samant Kumar Goyal as the chief of RAW. Both are IPS officers of 1984 batch. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman is among the 100 most influential women driving the UK-India relationship forward, alongside one of the British senior-most cabinet minister, Penny Mordaunt. Padma Shri Mohan Ranade, who died at the age of 89, was a veteran what? This Indian Space Research Organization has provided 250 Navic messaging receiver NMR to the fishermen of which state on a trial basis. What is India's rank in terms of honey production? According to a recent analysis of country's food and nutrition security, how many % of children will be stunted by 2022? International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking is observed on which day every year? Veteran freedom fighter from Goa and Padma Shri Mohan Ranade died in Pune after a prolonged illness. The Indian Space Research Organization has provided 250 Navic messaging receiver to the fishermen of Kerala on the trial basis. It has been also distributed to other states, but yeah, it was first given to the Kerala. Yeah, so don't confuse there. There is a need to recognize honeybees as inputs to agriculture and consider landless beekeepers as farmers. According to the Beekeeping Development Committee, India ranked 8th in the world in terms of honey production, while China stood first with a production level of 551,000 tons. Almost 1 in 3 Indian children under 5 will still be stunted by 2022, going by the current trend. According to an analysis of the country's food and national nutrition security, at current 31.4 of the children will be stunted by the 2022 deadline, where India wants to reach 25%. By resolution of 7th December 1987, General Assembly decided to observe 26th June as the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking as an expression of its determination to strengthen action and cooperation to achieve the goal of an international society free of drug abuse. The United Nations International Day in support of victims of tortures is observed on which day? Girish A. Kaushik of Mysuru is associated with which sport? Who is the new chairman of Internet and Mobile Association of India? Which police station is ranked number 1 according to internal survey of Indian Home Ministry? India plans to add how many gigawatts of renewable energy to its electricity grid by 2030? Here are your answers. On 12 December 1997, General Assembly proclaimed 26 June as the United Nations International Day in support of victims of torture, with a view to the total eradication of torture and the effective functioning of Convention Against Torture and other cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment or punishment. Girish Kaushik has taken the long road there, but he has finally arrived at the destination of his dream. 22-year-old Mysuru became 63rd Grandmaster at 37th Latin International Chess Festival in Hungary. Amazon India's head Amit Agarwal has been appointed as the new chairman of Internet and Mobile Association of India. The Kalu police station in Rajasthan Bikaner district is ranked number 1 as it has all facilities such as women help desk, drinking water facilities and Wi-Fi. Second rank is Campbell Bay in the Kobar district. It has child-friendly room and separate waiting room for complaints and visitors. India plans to add 500 gigawatt of renewable energy to its electricity grid by 2030 in a bid to clean up the air in its cities and increase the share of renewable in its electricity grid, the government said. India has signed a loan agreement worth $400 million with Dash to help treat and eliminate tuberculosis from the country. Micro, small and medium-sized enterprise day is observed on which day? 23rd edition of Sindhu Darshan Festival concluded at Sindhu Ghat Se in which place? According to the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Dash crore villages are given digital education under Pradhan Mantri Gramin Digital Saksharta Abhiyan. In a recent study by Federation of Indian Export Organization, the government focused to improve logistics, ease of doing business, and modern trade infrastructure will help export to touch US dollar. How much in the next 3 years? India signed a loan agreement worth $400 million with the World Bank to help treat and eliminate tuberculosis from the country. According to the data provided by International Council for Small Business, Formal and Informal Micro MSMEs make up over 90% of all firms and account an average of 60 to 70% of total employment and 50% of GDP. So, recognizing the importance of these enterprises, it decided that 27 June will be celebrated the Micro, Small, Medium Enterprise Day. 23rd edition of Sindhu Darshan Festival concluded in Sindhu Ghat Se in Leh. Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad has said around 2.22 crores villagers are given digital education under Pradhan Mantri Gramin Digital Saksharta Abhiyan. The government's focus to improve logistics, ease of doing business and modern trade infrastructure will help export to touch 1 trillion in next 3 years, exporters body FIEO said. The 7th Foreign Office consultation between India and Brunei Darussalam was held by Mohammad Baji, who died at the age of 103, was an eminent what? Vijay Nirmala, who passed away at the age of 73, was what? MobiKwik has partnered with which organization to bring shampoo sachet concept to the insurance sector? Who became the fastest batsman to reach 20,000 international runs? The 7th Foreign Office consultation between India and Brunei Darussalam was held in New Delhi. Eminent freedom fighter Mohammad Baji died at his residence as Sunari Sahi in Nabarangpur district of Odisha. Veteran South Indian film actor and director Vijay Nirmala passed away. She was 73. Payment service provider MobiKwik wants to bring shampoo sachet concept to the insurance sector and his partner Max Boba. Indian captain Virat Kohli became the fastest batsman to reach 20,000 runs, eclipsing batting great Sachin Tendulkar and Bangla. Which state has announced annual financial assistance of Rs 5 lakh to Loktantra Senanis? PK Saika was sworn in as the chairperson of Dash Lokayuk. Which company has announced the launch of AML Express for small and medium-sized financial institutions? After the Bombay High Court upheld the Maharashtra government decision to provide reservation to the Maratha community under the Socially and Educationally Backward Classes Act 2018, the net reservation in the state government will reach to how many percentage? Who is the winner of World Best Scorer title at Tech Kick Gladiators 2019? Haryana Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar announced annual financial assistance of 5 lakh to Loktan Senanis or their spouse for treatment at private or government hospital. Loktan Senanis are people who were imprisoned during 1975-77 emergency under preventive detention law. Arunachal Pradesh government constituted the state Lokayuk headed by former Guwahati High Court Judge PK Saika as its chairperson. Oracle is broadening availability of its Oracle Financial Services anti-money laundering solution for smaller banks, the company said. The Bombay High Court ruled 16% quota granted by the state is not justified, reduces to 12% and 13 in education and 13% in government job, as recommended by the Maharashtra State Backward Class Commission. The addition of 12-13% now takes reservation to 64 to 65%. Now, history would remember take Gladiator 2019 with a crucial coding event where an ex-champion and a defending champion came face to face to claim the world's best coder title. The winner of 2017, Samir Kumar, and 2018 winner Vineet Paliwal among 2.6 lakh coder. This was definitely a great fight. Fought it out tooth and nail for 87 days to claim 2019 title and was clinched by Samir Kumar. Minister of Shipping signed a memorandum of agreement with which IIT for setting up Center for Inland and Coastal Maritime Technology at the campus of this IIT. The Government of India, Government of Andhra Pradesh, and which other body executives signed a loan agreement of 328 million to help improve the quality of responsiveness of public health services in Andhra Pradesh. The birth anniversary of former PV Narasimha Rao, PM Narasimha Rao, was observed on which date? Which power distribution company has developed an app called Shusthom for behavior energy saving app? Who is the new chairman of Federation of Indian Export Organization? Minister of Shipping signed a memorandum of agreement with IIT Kharagpur for setting up the Center for Inland and Coastal Maritime Technology at IIT Kharagpur. Government of India, Government of Andhra Pradesh and World Bank executives signed a loan agreement of 328 million to help improve the quality and responsiveness of public health services in Andhra Pradesh. Sri PV Narasimha Rao was born on 28th of June and his birthday was celebrated. The app Shusthom, developed by BACS Yamuna Power Limited and Theory to bring about a behavioral change in how customers use electricity, will track energy consumption patterns. Exporters body FIEO said has elected Sharad Kumar Saraf as its new president. Sharad Kumar Hota became the new MD of which company recently, who has been elected as a member of International Olympic Committee? Which port has won the Best Port of the Year Containerized Award at the 4th India Maritime Award 2019? Who has won the Miss Universe Australia title for 2019? As per the new Motor Vehicle Amendment Bill, anyone who is seen blocking the way of an ambulance on the road will be fined for how many rupees? Sarada Kumar Hota, Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of CanFin Homes, will take charge of MD of National Housing Bank. Indian Olympic Association President Narendra Batra was elected as the member of International Olympic Committee. Jawaharlal Nehru Port Trust, the #1 container port in the country, added another feather to its cap, winning the Best Port of the Year Containerized Award at the 4th India Maritime Award 2019. India-born Priya Serao, whose family migrated to Australia from the Middle East, has won Miss Universe Australia title for 2019. As per the new bill passed by the Parliament, anyone who is seen blocking the way of an ambulance will be fined 10,000 rupees, and very rightly so. Tribal Affairs Ministry and TriFed launched Go Travel campaign in association with which organization in New Delhi? Who is the chairman of the newly formed 18-member working group for the revision of current series of WPI? Chamlia Mela is celebrated in which state? According to the Controller General of Accounts, the fiscal deficit during April-May reached what percentage of the budget estimate? Authorities from the Japanese city of Kobe exchanged a letter of intent with their counterparts in which city for a sister city partnership? Tribal Affairs Ministry and TriFed launched Go Travel campaign in association with Amazon Global in New Delhi. The government has constituted a working group for the revision of the current series of WPI under the chairmanship of Ramesh Chand. This sounds very important to me. Thousands of devotees strong Chamlia border shrine along the international borders in Jammu and Kashmir for an annual fair, but there was no traditional exchange of shakkar and sharbat with Pakistan for the second successive year. Controller General of Accounts, the bookkeeper of the central government, made monthly account public which showed that the fiscal deficit during April-May reached 3.66 lakh crore, which is 52% of the budget estimate of 7.03 lakh crore. Authorities from the Japanese city of Kobe exchanged a letter of intent with their counterparts in Ahmedabad for a sister city partnership. Shyam Sundar Mitra of West Bengal, who passed away at the age of 82, was associated with which field? Reserve Bank set an average base rate of how much percent for non-banking financial companies and microfinance institutions to be charged from their customers for quarter beginning 1st July. According to the International Renewable Energy Agency, IRENA, which country is the cheapest producer of solar power? Recently, which telecom company has started to shut down its 3G network services? Under BharatNet project, all panchayats will be provided high-speed broadband connection by which year? Former Bengal cricketer Shyam Sundar Mitra passed away, said Cricket Association of Bengal. The Reserve Bank set an average base rate of 9.18% for non-banking financial companies and microfinance institutions to be charged from their customers for quarter beginning July 1st. India is now the forerunner in producing solar power at the lowest cost globally and is far ahead of other nations in low average production cost. Bharti Airtel has switched off its 3G network in Kolkata and has reframed the 900 MHz band spectrum to further strengthen its 4G networks. All panchayats will be provided a high-speed broadband connection under BharatNet project by March 2020. Who has been appointed PM Narendra Modi's Sherpa for G20? The 2019 G20 Osaka Summit was the dash meeting of the G20, which the number of meetings we are talking about. Government is all set to implement the One Nation, One Ration Card scheme across the country by the end of which month next year? The Higher Education Department of Ministry of Human Resource Development has finalized and released a 5-year vision plan named what? According to the Ministry of Textiles, how many handloom workers across the country have been enrolled under Pradhan Mantri Bunkar Bima Yojana since 2016-17? Former Commerce Minister Suresh Prabhu has been appointed as PM Modi's Sherpa for G20 Summit. The G20 Summit in Osaka this year 2019 was the 14th meeting of G20. Government is also set to implement One Nation card across the country by the end of June next year. The Higher Education Department of the Ministry of Human Resource Development has finalized and released a 5-year vision plan named Education Quality Upgradation and Inclusion Program EQUIP. Over 6,29,000 handloom workers across the country have been enrolled under Mahatma Gandhi Bunkar Bima Yojana since 2016-17. Which organization has been selected for President's Award for utilization of Corporate Social Responsibility Fund in development? In the technology that railways are going to induct to assist loco pilot to identify obstruction on tracks, especially in fog condition. Jharnadhara Chaudhary of Bangladesh, who died recently, was an eminent what? Who was bestowed upon an honorary doctorate by IIT Kanpur on the occasion of their 52nd convocation. Which Indian city is the most expensive for expatriates? Odisha-based Navratna company Nalco has been selected for President Award for utilization of Corporate Social Responsibility Fund in social development. Railways are conducting extensive trial of Trinetra technology, but it cannot be introduced. It is found to be perfect in detecting any obstruction on the track during fog. Eminent social activist and secretary of Gandhi Ashram Trust in Jayad, Noakhali, Bangladesh, Jharnadhar Chaudhary passed away in Dhaka. India's chief national badminton coach Pulela Gopichand was bestowed upon an honorary doctorate by IIT Kanpur on the occasion of their 52nd convocation. Mumbai is India's most expensive city and among the top 20 costliest cities surveyed in Asia for the expatriates. What is the name of the recently rolled out crop insurance scheme for the state of West Bengal? Recently, which state has launched Krishi Kiosk to start digital Kisan Suvidha for facilitating the farmers? Statistics Day was celebrated on recently. Which archer or archers have been included in tops for 2020 Tokyo Olympics? Who is the head of high-level advisory group constituted for trade and policy? The West Bengal government said it has rolled out a crop insurance scheme called Bangla Tasya Bima in collaboration with Agriculture Insurance Company of India for 2019 Kharif season. Haryana Agriculture and Farmer Welfare Minister Om Prakash Dhankar launched Krishi Kiosk at Panchkula near here to start digital Kisan Suvidha for facilitating the farmers. The government has celebrated the Statistics Day on 29 June. This is the birth anniversary of PC Malanovich. As many as 4 archers have been included in top scheme. They are Tarundeep Rai, Atanu Das, Praveen Jadhav, and Atul Verma. The high-level group, headed by Dr. Surjit S. Bhalla, has made several recommendations for boosting India's share and importance in global merchandise and service trade. Who is or are member of the committee formed to resolve the dispute between private solar and wind power developers and public sector Solar Corporation of India and NTPC beyond contractual agreements. The Ministry of Electronics and IT will soon place before Union Cabinet a how many crore rupees proposal for national language translation, one of the key missions identified by Prime Minister's Science, Technology and Innovation Advisory Council. Aburi Chaya Devi, who passed away at the age of 86, was a famous what? Which team has claimed the best team title at Black Forest Cup in Willingen, Schwenningen, Germany? I'm not sure how to pronounce this. The Department of Revenue, Ministry of Finance, with the support of United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, hosted a meeting of expert working group on Paris Pact, an initiative on illicit financial flows deriving from trafficking of opiate originating in Afghanistan. Which place was that? Minister of State for Power and New Renewable Energy, R.K. Singh, approved the formation of 3-member dispute resolution committee to consider the dispute between private solar and wind power developer and public sector Solar Corporation of India and NTPC beyond contractual agreement. The members here are M.F. Farooqi, Anil Swaroop, and A.K. Dubey. The Ministry of Electronics and IT will soon place before the Union Cabinet a 450 crore rupees proposal for natural language translation, one of the key missions identified by Prime Minister Science, Technology and Innovation Advisory Council. Well-known Telugu story writer and recipient of Sahitya Academy Award, Aburi Chaya Devi, passed away. India's junior women pugilists, they are the boxers, claimed 7 medals including 5 gold, while the team was adjudged the best of the tournament in Black Forest Cup. A meeting of expert working group on Paris Pact initiative on illicit financial flows deriving from the trafficking of opiates originating in Afghanistan was held in New Delhi. The Indo-Tibetan Border Police Deputy Inspector General, name of his person, who has become the first civil servant to scale Mount Denali, the highest peak in North America, who is the new Director General of Indian Coast Guard. Recently, who was presented with a Lifetime Achievement Award in London for his contributions to the UK-India relationship. The country's current account deficit for the January-March period narrowed to how many percent of the GDP? An International Day of Tropics is observed on which day? Indo-Tibetan Border Police Deputy Inspector General Aparna Kumar has become the first civil servant to scale Mount Denali, the highest peak in North America. The Director General Krishna Swamy Natarajan took over as 23rd Chief of Indian Coast Guard. Veteran British journalist Mr. Mark Tully was presented with Lifetime Achievement Award in London for his contribution to UK-India relationship. The country's current account deficit for the January-March period narrowed to 0.7% of the GDP or 4.6 billion compared with 1.8% or 13 billion recorded during the same period previous year. On June 29, 2014, Nobel laureate Aung San Suu Kyi launched the inaugural State of Tropic Resort. It was proposed that 29 June will be inaugurated as the International Day of Tropics. International Day of Parliamentarism is observed on which day? International Asteroid Day is observed when? Which Indian naval ship visited Alexandria in Egypt as a part of Western Fleet Overseas Deployment Program? Which ministry has launched India's first Sustainable Development Goal dashboard? Recently, Indian diplomat Silas Thangal has inaugurated the Mahatma Gandhi IT and Biotechnology Park. Where? June 30th is the day designated to celebrate the International Day of Parliamentarism. In December 2016, the United Nations General Assembly adopted a resolution declaring 30th June as International Asteroid Day. This was asked previous year. In one of your exams, observed each year at the international level of anniversary of Tunguska impact over Siberia, Russian Federation on June 30th. 1980 to raise public awareness about the asteroid impact hazard. Indian naval ship Tarkus arrived at Alexandria in Egypt for a 3-day visit as a part of Western Fleet Overseas Deployment Program. In a bid to track the progress on the Agenda 2030, the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation must be launching India's first SDG dashboard. The Mahatma Gandhi IT and Biotechnology Park was jointly inaugurated by Ambassador of India to Cote d'Ivoire Silas Thangal and country's Vice President Daniel Kablan Duncan at Grand Bassam in Cote d'Ivoire. Name the first American president who visited South Korea. Name NASA's lander mission to Titan, Saturn's largest moon. Babu Narayan, who died at the age of 59, was a famous what? What is new leverage ratio for domestic systemically important banks? And who is the winner of women's final of the St. Peter Youth Center Open Hockey Tournament held in Mumbai? Okay, it is Trump who becomes the first president to enter North Korea as president. There were other presidents who went there, but after their terms were completed. A drone lander mission to Titan, Saturn's largest moon, will be called Dragonfly, and as I said, this is very similar to how Earth was in its early days. Director Babu Narayan, who was the first part of the Anil Babu duo that made several box office hits during the age of 59, died at Trishul. The leverage ratio stands reduced to 4% for domestic systemically important banks and 3.5% for other banks effective from the quarter commencing October 1st. The Central Railway got the better of arc rival Western Railway 3-2 in an absorbing women's final of the St. Peter Youth Center Open Hockey Tournament held in Mumbai. With this, we conclude this week's GAinful. I'll again see you very soon with the next one. Thank you very much.